A major update in the Charlie Kirk assassination case. FBI Director Kash Patel confirms 22-year-old Tyler Robinson had a text message exchange with another individual and a separate destroyed note revealing he, quote, had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and that he was going to do it, end quote, confirming premeditation and that outside persons or groups had knowledge of the plan ahead of time, with DNA positively matching Tyler to the scene. So I'm Joseph Morris, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We begin with Kash Patel's breaking revelations from early Monday on Fox and Friends, highlighting premeditation and potential group involvement. Investigators confirmed Tyler's growing left-wing ideology with DNA on the rooftop screwdriver and towel wrapped around the gun, linking back to him, the alleged assassin. A destroyed note recovered forensically stated his intent, written before the shooting at his home, shared with his transgender boyfriend. Let's roll the clip.
The written note, we believe, what did exist, and we have evidence to show what was in that note, which is, and I'm going to summarize, basically saying, the suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. That note was written before the shooting. Evidence of its existence, we now have learned, existed before the shooting, was in the location, in the suspect and partner's home. But we have since learned that the note, even though it has been destroyed, we have found forensic evidence of the note, and we have confirmed what that note says because of our aggressive interview posture at the FBI.
Which of course begs the question, why didn't the transgender roommate Lance Twiggs stop this from happening? That interview with Kash Patel underscores a commendable level of transparency from the FBI. The suspect's intent was clear in that recovered note, and evidence suggests the roommate was aware of the plan, raising serious questions about his failure to alert authorities, which warrants further scrutiny. Notably, the FBI initially attempted to keep the gender identity of Tyler's transgender partner, Lance Twiggs, a secret, reportedly due to his, quote, extremely cooperative stance with authorities, end quote.
There appear to have been multiple warning signs. You just laid out some of them. There were people in his network, friends and family, who had stated that he had become more political, that he had become, at some parts, I believe some of his coworkers had stated that he had kind of detached himself when the topic of politics came up and walked away from them. Family members said he'd become more political, leading us to believe that this ideology had infected him and had taken over. And he was just intent, it appears, from the data we've accumulated and the channel and that note, which we have some evidence may have existed before based on the communications in that channel, that his target was obviously going to be Charlie and that people knew in advance. The question is, again, I just want to go back to what you had asked before. Did they know, were they sure of this, or did they hear this and just write it off? That's what we're going to have to find out.
A relative who asked to remain anonymous told Fox News Digital that Tyler began acting differently after turning 18, developing a deep hatred for Christians and conservatives. Quote, he hated us. He was not raised that way, but he, over the years, has become really detached and been radicalized. He has obviously gotten progressively worse the last year or two. He was always very angry, end quote. They suspect Tyler's politics were influenced by his transgender partner, with whom he's been dating for over a year. Quote, I think Tyler got a whole lot worse in the year they have been dating. They are big gamers, and obviously they have that group that influences them as well as others. But my gut tells me the roommate did more of the influencing. Everybody in my family wants justice to be served and wants no part in this and wants whoever is involved in whatever way to have to pay for that, end quote. Utah Governor Spencer Cox stated on Sunday that officials have noted Robinson carried a hatred for Kirk and ascribed to a leftist ideology that had grown in recent years. Cox added that Robinson's family and friends reported he spent large amounts of time scrolling, quote, the dark corners of the internet, end quote, including a Discord group with more than 20 members, which authorities are now investigating as potential co-conspirators.
Going back to the group chats real quick, there's more than 20 individuals, but this is a great point. I want to lay out how this works. People think we can just get in these group chats and immediately find out who's in them. We, the FBI, are the investigatory body supporting multiple prosecutions and ongoing investigations. And that's another point. Our investigation at the FBI is ongoing. And there are scores of people in this Discord chat room. But we have to effectuate legal process. We have to go out there with search warrants so that if prosecutors want to later use this evidence, it's not tainted by being illegally obtained. We, the FBI, are running the investigation pointedly on the Discord chat group. There are scores of individuals that are going to be spoken to. There are also lots of family members and friends that have already been spoken to. And one more point on forensics. We were able to obtain in record time the text message chain between the suspect and his live-in partner, as well as other critical cellular information from our CAS team that analyzes cell phone data towers in the area to pinpoint the locations of the suspect and other individuals he was speaking with. This is critical information that the FBI processed and got to prosecutors so they can lawfully use it in a court of law.
And I actually discovered Tyler's Fur Affinity account, which is directly linked to furries that portrays anamorphic humans in explicit photographs. And of course, his transgender partner, Lance Twiggs, also appears to be dressing up as a furry in particular photographs. And this sort of subculture is linked to gaming and is big on Discord. This investigation extends to individuals like Omar, a transgender user whose posts hinted at the attack beforehand, and user Click Click Boom, a friend of Tyler's transgender partner who posted, quote, "We effing did it," end quote, immediately after the shooting. Additionally, 22-year-old Skylar Webster, a radical far-left transgender individual with advanced knowledge, posted 5 days prior right here, quote, "You guys, I have something big coming soon. Just be sure to check the news. You'll know it when you see it," end quote. Following the shooting, Skylar quoted it with, "Well, that's that," and followed up with a reply saying, "Another chud bites the dust," celebrating Charlie's death with further posts. Skylar locked their account after this bombshell discovery, which shows that multiple people knew of this plan before it happened. This segues into a neighbor's account that adds another disturbing layer. A neighbor claimed that 2 weeks ago, several people driving cars with out-of-state plates were seen going in and out of their home. The shooter, Tyler, and his transgender partner, Lance's townhouse, adding, quote, "They did not give off a good vibe," end quote. This has led to speculation about a group, possibly transgender or Antifa members, planning the attack. And now there's a combination word for trans and Antifa called Transtifa. The FBI hasn't ruled out accomplices, actively digging through chat logs, dark web history, and affiliations. FBI sources state, quote, "We are focused on the radicalization element. The truth will not be hidden or buried or classified. The public will know," end quote. "No stone should be left unturned. We must identify exactly who radicalized this individual from a seemingly normal conservative home in Utah and hold these people accountable." And get this, it was also revealed that federal and state officials are examining leftist groups in Utah for prior knowledge, support, or even influence, with one group in particular deleting its profile post-shooting. So a Utah-based trans militia group called Armed Queers Salt Lake City trains individuals to use weapons for trans rights, and it deleted its account the day of the shooting. The tragic culmination occurred last week at the Turning Point USA event at Utah Valley University, where a single rifle shot killed 31-year-old Charlie, a father of two, in front of 3,000 people, including his own family. So here's my opinion. This generation lives in an online dream world and is completely out of touch with reality, where platforms like Discord and especially Reddit, foster radical echo chambers that celebrate violence. The FBI's investigation into leftist groups and co-conspirators amid deleted profiles like Armed Queer Salt Lake City suggests digital networks could be amplifying threats. And there's even rumors right now that the FBI is now investigating this trans user Omar, who we constantly talk about, and others who might have known about the Charlie Kirk plan beforehand. So combine all those social media posts that seem to know about the Charlie Kirk plan, along with the out-of-state cars spotted by neighbors, really make me wonder if this was more than just one person's rage. I hope the ongoing investigation exposes any hidden players to prevent more tragedies like this one from happening again. Subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment because I try to read every single one. Bye guys.